watching Numbskull News, and today let's talk about this FSU versus the ACC, the lawsuit. Apparently, the ACC has come back, had some kind of amended lawsuit kind of deal. Same thing FSU has done. Now, I have not made a ton of videos on this. I think there's a lot of people doing great work talking about this lawsuit. I'm just kind of kicking back, and I'm waiting for certain news to drop. And today we got a little bit of that. Apparently, and this is according to an article, and I was made aware of this by Greg Flugar at Peek Around the Corner. So thank you, Greg. I can go and look at that stuff for myself. Plus, he shows it on his channel, so it's all good. Well, according to this, I guess it's some kind of amended part. I don't know. I'm not a freaking lawyer here. Some kind of amended lawsuit, amended part, a little change, whatever. They added crap, whatever the hell that means. But they said that in this legal filing, that FSU could buy back their grant of rights, essentially they could buy back their rights that are part of the grant of rights from, that's kind of how I take it. And they said it wasn't going to be a penalty or anything, that it's just some commerce that can happen. Well, what is that? I'll tell you what that is. That's them now wanting to come to the table, all right? And they want to work something out with Florida State. Because they know they're in deep shit. The ACC knows that there's a problem. Now, not every part of this FSU lawsuit, all right, is going to win. Not all of it. Of course, when you do a lawsuit like this, you're going to throw everything out there. But what I constantly read from several different attorneys online, people have, several channels out there have done great work, brought attorneys on, talked to them during live streams and videos, and that's great. All that information is great. But one thing I can kind of see, from all these different attorneys, is that there appears to be a consensus to where what they think can really work, like the case that FSU really, really has, is that insane $500 million to get out of the ACC. That seems to be a winner. All right. I believe the ACC knows this. All right. And theoretically, possibly, depending on how a judge sees it, they could get out for just the exit fee, which I believe is somewhere around $120 million. That is really cheap. If you think about it, that could end up being extremely cheap, especially with the ESPN caveat in there, a little decision they have to make in 2025. So the ACC, they don't want to lose them for just 120. And they know they're not going to get the $500 plus million. They're not going to get that. So they're like, hey, time to negotiate. Because I'm pretty sure their attorneys have said, hey, that buyout isn't going to hold up. So time to work something out. How do we sell them back their rights? Try to make everybody save face a little bit. Now, as I said with ESPN in 2025, they could opt out of that bitch, meaning that FSU can get out possibly for free in 2027. Here's the issue, though. Is ESPN willing to opt out if Florida State and Clemson and everybody's still in the ACC? Because this is still a great deal for them, even though I'm sure they don't want to pay for Stanford or Cal or SMU. It's still a really good deal for ESPN. So I would think they'd want that deal till 2036 if they could get it. But if FSU gets out, then it's a whole nother kind of thing. And I don't know. It seems to me, like I said, ESPN has that card to play. And I don't think they want to lose FSU to the Big Ten and Fox. Now, with this new streaming service that ESPN has with Fox and Warner Brothers, it shouldn't, you would think, hey, they're still going to make out okay. They'll still get some FSU games, but it's not quite the same. It's not quite the same as if you have control. And we all know ESPN loves to have control. All right. Ask the CFP committee. They like to have control. So I don't know how they're going to play that card. But because I was thinking about it, it seems like, FSU is going to have to get out. Once they do, then the value of the ACC plummets. All apologies to Clemson or UNC or Miami or anyone else. It'll plummet. That's the number one revenue generator. The number one eyeball getter is Florida State. So without them, the value's not there. And then with Stanford, Cal, and SMU coming in, it just drains the thing. It's a lock. Once FSU is out, ESPN will nuke the conference. They'll pull out in 2027. They're gone. And at that point, whoever wants to get out, because the grant of rights is up when the media deal is up. It's only good till 2036 if ESPN extends to 2036. A lot of people don't really understand that. Your grant of rights is directly tied to whatever media rights deal you have. The deal they have is to 2027. And then if it doesn't get extended, it ends there. If it does, then it goes to 2036. But ESPN has to extend it. And it's their option. They can do what they want. Without FSU, they are not extending this thing. So I think FSU is probably going to be stuck paying a lot of this. But don't be shocked if under the table, behind the scenes, other teams come out there, help them pay that exit fee to get them out, get ESPN to pull out in 2027, and everybody else gets out for free. So I think the teams that really want to go are the teams that have interest in going to the Big 12, going to the Big 10, going to the SEC, the Magnificent Seven, if you will. Which I think they would all be willing to pitch in and make this happen. Because they've been talking. It seems to me, these people would be smart to have a plan. And that seems like, hey, y'all bite the bullet, FSU. You don't mind being the bad guy here. So go ahead and be the bad guy behind the scenes. Maybe we'll help you pay for the lawsuit. We'll help you pay the exit, your own exit fee, because we can get out for free once ESPN's done. It makes all the sense in the world. Makes all the sense in the world. This is why Clemson isn't saying nothing. This is why Miami is just an interested observer. That makes a ton of sense. So we'll see what happens. But my speculation is people are colluding and working together behind the scenes to help FSU get out, and that helps everybody else bust this thing up in 2027, and everyone goes their own direction. And for any idiot out there that thinks there are teams out there that will not absolutely love to go to the Big 12, you're insane. Look at what happened to the Pac. They know it's going to happen to them. What have I told you a long time ago? A controlled demolition. Now, this isn't the way I thought that controlled demolition would look, but it makes a lot of sense if you have some of these other teams say, you know what? Why are we going to hang around in this damn conference? Because FSU is going to get out of here. And if they can fight their way out, Clemson can fight their way out. Maybe another team or two can fight their way out and pay their way out. The other teams that can't, I mean, are we going to just, be in this conference and all of a sudden here comes Tulane, here comes Rice? No, this is not what we signed up for. So I believe that quite a few of these teams will be looking to get the hell out of there, even if it's not the Big Ten, even if it's not the SEC. The Big 12 is stable. It's stable. They have a stable partnership with ESPN and Fox. I keep trying to tell people out here. You got Brett Yormark, who's an exciting young commissioner, at least young to this sport, young to this collegiate game, this college sports game, and he's freaking people love the guy. Everyone's been singing his praises all over the country, doing a great job, doing some innovative shit. So if there's not for a particular school like Louisville, if you're Louisville, FSU's gone, Clemson's gone, another team or two's gone. Why do you want to stick around? You know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. And if ESPN's pulling out in 2027, what do? You go to the Big 12. You got rivals there. You got brands. People are just throwing money into their programs. I mean, there's no one in the Big 12 that's not trying to put their best foot forward, just like Louisville does. Teams like Pitt, maybe Georgia Tech, maybe Duke, other people get interested and say, hey, let's get to a conference that's stable. Let's get somewhere where we can take a deep breath and not have to worry about people leaving and all this shit. The big brands already left the Big 12, and they pulled it together. They added 4 more power schools from the Pac. So let's go and join what they're doing. If the Big 10 doesn't want us, the SEC doesn't want us, the Big 12 damn sure will. They can use us, and we can grow. We can get better. We can elevate our brands in the Big 12. This is some exciting shit. And it's coming. It's coming hard. It's coming fast. And no one knows exactly how everything plays out, right? Most of us are speculating. All the big media people, the big journalists out there that you know the names of and all that, they speculate on this shit too. They write about it. They talk about it. They go online. They do interviews, podcasts, everything else. Mostly speculation. Now, is it educated speculation? Do they have some inside sources? Do they have knowledge and knowledge of the history of this shit? Yes, they do. They do. But they still don't really know. All right. I, of course, don't know anything. I got no sources. I got no education. I got none of that. All right. I don't even have those advantages. All I have is a brain and some balls, and I'm willing to talk about it and speculate about it here with you guys. And it's fun. This shit to me is fun. Damn near as fun as watching a game. That's all I'm saying. I have a freaking ball on here. And I'm going to continue to have a ball. And for all the people out there, all the people out there that say, well, they know ACC team has any interest in going to the Big 12. I heard the same shit from the Pac. From those Pac fans. Those Pac diehards out there said the same damn thing you ACC people are saying now. Well, here we go. The shit's about to hit the fan. The rubber's about to meet the road. The ACC is talking negotiation, y'all. So, it's not going to be that much longer before we find out who's going to the Big 10, who's going to the SEC, and yes, who's going to go to the Big 12, bastards. My guess is it's going to be quite a few more teams that go to the Big 12 than the SEC and the Big 10. Anyway, I'll be back with some other crap some other time. Appreciate you watching. Bye.